Okay, I'm going to show you really quickly how the spreadsheet works. If you haven't used spreadsheets before, it's okay. I'll show you everything that you need to know. And if you have used them, then you can probably speed this video up because you'll have done stuff like this before. So we have a spreadsheet of all of the colonies or all of the states at the time. This you probably don't have on your spreadsheet, and it's okay. You don't necessarily need it, the totals. But the first thing that we're going to do is put the 3/5 count in here. And this is 3/5 of the enslaved population. We want the total population. We want this population for representation to be the free population plus 3/5 of the enslaved population. So first we're going to get the 3/5 column completed. So we just do equals. The cell that has the free population in, so that's this one, B5, so equals B5 times, oh, sorry, we want 3/5 of the enslaved population, so it's not B5, it's C5, times 3/5 is the same as 0.6. So 3/5 of 158 enslaved people is about 95 enslaved people. And you could do that for each cell, but you can also just grab this formula, this cell, and drag it down. And you do that by selecting it like I just did. And then if you hover over the little blue dot, you'll get a crosshair. Click and hold, and drag. So I'm just dragging that all the way down to 19. And there you have your 3/5 population. And now you have your total population for representation. Okay, so now you need to know how many representatives did each state get. And for this you have to know a little bit about history. Basically in 1790, each state got one representative for every 33,000 people. And it had to be 33, if they got close, then it's still rounded down. But anyway, so we're going to do the formula there. So for this first one, it is the total population. So that's E5. So we're going to say equals E5. Oh, and we're actually going to round down because that was the rule. So equals round down, and then E5 in parentheses, E5 plus, oops, sorry, E5 divided by 33,000. And then we have to tell it how many places to round, and we're doing 0 places. So comma, space, 0, and then close the parenthesis. And New Hampshire would get 4 representatives. And it's actually asking this time, do we want to do the same thing to the rest? And yeah, we do. But if it didn't ask us, we could just click and drag like I did. So I'm actually not going to do that. I'm not going to click yes, I'm going to click no. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to click and drag just like I did before. Okay, so that gives you how many representatives each state had for a total of 105 representatives. Now, we're going to change this cell to say free population per rep. So if we divided the free population by how many representatives they get, how many people would each representative represent? And I'm just showing you how to manipulate the spreadsheet. In the lesson, you're going to understand the context for all of this. So to make the spreadsheet give you the answer that you want, we would just do equals the free population, which is B5, divided by the reps, which is F5, and that gives you your answer. And then again, you can drag down. I'm gonna not do what it suggests, but you can. So click on that, drag it down, and that gives you the number of people that each representative represented. So for example, in Delaware, this representative represented 50,000 people, whereas in Rhode Island, each representative represented only about 34,000 people. Anyway, so that's how you make the spreadsheet work. Everything else you will be doing if you wanted to see what would happen if you counted all of the enslaved population, then you would instead of multiplying by 0.6, you'd multiply by 1. You'd take that and drag down. Or vice versa, you could do, if you wanted to multiply by, if you wanted to see what would happen if you didn't count any of the enslaved population, you'd multiply by 0. Take that and drag down. Okay. So you can see how by manipulating the numbers, you can kind of show different situations and see how it would change for the southern states and the northern states, or the slave-owning states and the non-slave-owning states. Although that's kind of a misnomer, because as you see, almost all of the states had at least some slaves, Massachusetts being the exception. I'm going to change this back to 3/5, which is 0.6, and then we're going to call it good, and you can work on the assignment, for which there is also a video. Good luck.